Hello, everybody, and welcome to USCO Wellness TV. For those who are keeping track, this is episode number 3, and I guess at this point that's a good thing. Today I'd like to talk about stretching. We hear about this all the time. We talk about it in the facilities, the value of stretching and how important that it really is. So I want to just basically go over some of my stretches, some of my basic stretches that I do every night. All right, these are actually pretty simple. Before I go into stretching, I just want to go over very quickly why it's important to stretch. It's always important to remember that your muscles have elasticity to them. And the more flexibility that you have and the more your muscles can stretch out, that then takes away your risk of getting injured. So we'll break this down into 2 categories: your office folks or your warehouse folks. It's really important that the warehouse folks are stretching because they're going to do physical activity. All right, they're going to be working those muscles hard, they're going to be moving things, they're going to be up and down and very active. So it's important that before they're getting into those activities that they stretch. This way their muscles are prepared for it and they have that elasticity to be prepared for the job. You never see an athlete hit the field without stretching. The people in the warehouse, they're industrial athletes, so it's important that they're stretching. The other side of the coin, and equally important, is the folks that are in the office. The jobs maybe require you to sit more at a computer and do analyzing and things like that. Well, when you're doing that, you're not being very active, so what happens, your muscles start to lose their elasticity. You're not stretching them out. So it's important that they get stretched out, because the next thing you know, you're getting up off the chair and your muscles are tight, and then you're feeling a back pain or a shoulder pain or neck pain. All right, so no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, you do need to stretch. It really is essential. So I'm just going to start off with some basic things that I do. There's 2 basic injuries that we have here at United Stationers, and probably happen across the country at all different companies, and that would be shoulder injuries and back injuries. So I'll start off with a basic shoulder exercise that can just strengthen your shoulder muscles. Remember, it's important that the shoulder is made up of 3 muscles, and those muscles like to work together. The second one of them starts to get weak and isn't working in sync with the other 2, that's when the trouble starts. So a simple way to strengthen your shoulders is just to get a pad or some type of object. You put that underneath your arm like this, you make a fist, and you just extend your arm out, and you're keeping your elbow attached right into the pad that you have there. And you do that about 10 to 30 times, nice and slow. You stretch it out. It's very smooth motion. All right, if you're not used to it, you might feel a little bit of a pulling at first, but you'll feel that sensation go away over time, and that's a real easy way to strengthen your shoulder. All right, it almost seems like a little known fact, but it's something that easy can save yourself rotator cuff injuries. I will now get rid of this. All right, and another stretch that you can do, which is really the most simple stretch in the world, is for your back. And that's basically to bend over and touch your toes. Now, if you're not able to bend over all the way and touch your toes, that's okay. These things happen over time, all right? So it's not about how far you went, it's about how far you can go and the stretch that you're getting without pain. So I'm going to do this, and hopefully I can get all the way over. All right, so when you're doing this, if you want to do the stretch, initially you can keep your feet at shoulder width, all right? I like to just bring my arms all the way up. Take a deep breath, and then exhale on the way down. Then I'll go all the way down. All right, and I'll try to hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds. And then remember, when you're getting up, to bend your knees a little bit, and then bring your body back up into position. If you would like to do it and create a little bit more difficulty to that as you get better at the stretching, just keep your feet closer together. All right, if you keep your legs close together like they are now, and then you bend all the way over, doing the same motion. It's a little bit tougher, but you really start to feel it in your hamstrings. And it's important to remember that hamstrings, or tight hamstrings, really cause a lot of back injuries because they connect into the glute muscles, which connects into the lower back. All right. Another thing that I want to show you just real quickly, very, very valuable stretch that I found. It's something that I do every day. I'll just step back just a little bit. Right, and this actually will stretch out your quad muscle and then work that glute muscle that we talked about, which of course also works with the hamstring. Right, and that's just to basically get into a position like this and just bring yourself down like so and stretch out. And when you're doing this, you can see that this leg's all the way behind me, this leg's right in front, and I'm creating a nice line over here. And when I'm doing this, I can feel the stretch actually in both hamstrings, and that's really, really important. Stretching out your hamstrings, again, essential for lower back health. All right, and just bring that back up slowly. And then, of course, you would do that in the opposite position as well. Those two stretches alone can save you time, they can save you money, and most importantly, they can save you pain. And that's, again, that's the most important thing. All right, if you have any questions, please contact me, and thank you for listening.